Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds, and I'm bringing tonight an extra red zone. I was supposed to do a red zone last night with Derry, but it didn't turn up. But it is what it is. He's in now. We are going to bring you an extra red zone tonight because why not? Why not? I absolutely love red zone. It's a nice chilled vibe on Talking Reds. Make sure you do hit that like button if you are joining us, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on the road to 1.5k subscribers. If you can hit that subscribe button, it would be helpful. And if you hit the like button, it would be more helpful. Thank you everyone for watching us tonight. Make sure you get your thoughts in the chat. Isak, Sesko, Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester United, the love triangle. The love triangle you never thought you'd expect this summer. But one that has come about because we are expecting now, we are hoping that Newcastle get Sesko over the line and push Man United away, and we get our main man, and that is Alexander Isak. Reports have been coming out last day now, last 48 hours, I want to say. Yesterday was a mad day. A mad day. So the first bid came from Liverpool, started in the morning for Alexander Isak. Then Newcastle rejected it. Not so long after, we said it was going to be a second bid incoming. Then Ben Jacobs and a few more journalists followed on from that later on, saying that Liverpool are not going to make a second bid. They are, in fact, pulling away from the situation between Isak and Newcastle. And again, this morning now, they're saying that is absolute bull, basically. We are going to make a second bid. Craig Hope has come out and said it. Obviously, a journalist in Newcastle. And also Sky Sports have also said that we are still waiting for, we are going to go in for another bid for Alexander Isak. So, where do we sit now, Derry? Where do we sit now? Where do we sit now? Everyone in the chat, make sure you do get your comments in on the situation. How confident are you about Isak now?
To be honest, yeah, I've always been like quite confident with the deal. However, it's just the amount of um, different opinions and different views and news from different sources that continue to make it a bit complicated. I feel like it's quite a straight. Obviously, it's a big deal. It's not chicken change. You know what I mean? It's big bucks. So of course it's gonna come across like it's complicated and stuff like that. But I think it's quite straightforward. They get a replacement. They get their replacement, and we get Isak. The problem is that I feel like with us making the bid public, it's making Newcastle feel uncomfortable. So they're just doing their own little bits of um, what do you call it? Like, fake
Tropism.
publishing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. They're just trying to make things, uncomfortable for everyone. But we're in a strong position. So, I mean, I've heard from a few people that the bid has already been like accepted, whether it was the first bid or the second bid that's already been, I don't know, um, done already with behind the scenes. I'm not sure, but I've heard it a few times by some interesting people that it's already been sorted. It's just a case of not making it public until Newcastle sorts it
I think
out.
what made the whole thing make me stand up a little bit, Des, is the fact that yesterday we bid for Isak. Literally within 24 hours, they bid for Sesko. I know they rejected it, and they said they were pretty much adamant that they weren't selling him, and that's why the report of Liverpool pulling away from it, because the way they probably expressed their feelings is not for sale.
Yeah,
But then 24 hours later, they bid for Sesko. That's massive for me.
yeah.
That's
I,
like a like, oh, hang on a second, Liverpool moving now. We need to move.
Yeah, well, it could be that, or like I said before, it could have been that deals already been agreed, and all of this stuff is just coming out now. Like you never know when it's been actually done. It's just what the news reporters give to the public. For example, like us getting that bid rejected, and then 24 hours later, or not even 24 hours later, Newcastle make a bid for Sesko. It's quite like it's quite bizarre to me, but at the end of the day, it's getting done. Nobody cares if it's already done or if it's behind the scenes, how it's going behind the scenes. As long as it gets done, then I'm assuming it's going to be good for everyone.
Now it's made public, said Tony. It seems to be Newcastle spring into action. Brett says here, I'm an optimistic person, but I'm finding it hard to feel confident about Isak happening. One thing I will say, Brett, is that there were reports about Liverpool pulling away from Van Dijk. And we did pull away from Van Dijk that summer. We went back for him in January, but I think we did it illegally with Van Dijk. We did tap him up a little bit behind the scenes. I'm not saying I agree with that, but it is what it is. We did get Van Dijk eventually. And there's been many times we've pulled out of reports of saying that we're pulling away from players, but ended up getting them anyway. I think it's gone too down the line for it not to happen. This is why I was very confused about the report of us pulling away, because it's like, why would we make a bid, make Isak do all this madness that he's doing right now, for us just to make one bid and go away? That makes no sense. That makes no logical sense at all. The personal terms will be easy. Isak will be joining Liverpool as soon as Newcastle accept a bid. If they do accept a bid, it's going to happen. Newcastle fans, whether you like it or not, they're going to accept a bid at some point. Isak and Liverpool will get those personal terms agreed ASAP. If I'm honest, ASAP.
I feel like that bid was more of a thing like, okay, Isak, we're showing you what's up now. So whether it was an acceptable bid or not, it was a bid to show that we're interested. Yeah, there was to show intent. So I feel like that was just because Isak has kind of done a lot without doing a lot, in the sense of he hasn't sent an official transfer request, but he's not turned up to training. He's not gone on tour. He's refusing to do a lot of things. Like people are saying, he's refusing to reply to messages from management and stuff like that. So that in itself is a big deal for a player to show that sort of behavior towards his club and risk his own face to the fans. Do you know what I mean? So I think in that sense, for us as Liverpool fans, he's shown commitment in a way. Like, I want to go to Liverpool. It's only Liverpool. So the owners, the board, whoever it is, has to show him, okay, look, right, yeah, you've done your part, we'll do ours. Now it's up to Newcastle to, let him go, basically.
And that's why I thought it makes no sense for us not to back him, because he's done all the work so far. I said it last night on stream. Like, it was about, when you're a kid, when you do knock it or run.
Yeah.
And you leave your mate at the door, say knock it or run, you just push him over. There you go, you're on your own. That's what we've done to. If we pull away now, that's what we've done to Isak. Is they've stood there, knock it or run, and he stood there and they've opened the door and they're watching him. We can't do that to him. You remember how we're doing this evening? Derek, I'll fly away from you, our Sociedad. I know anyone that doesn't know Derek, he lives in Spain, right? So I was trying to fly you out from Sociedad. You could have got us an exclusive.
I'm off the top. I'm not sure, but off the top of my head, I'd say it's about an hour and a bit. Because
was that not worth the drive to try find him training there?
No, I'm in Barcelona, so I'm not exactly sure how far it is away. But
I'm sure Sociedad and Barcelona like a derby. I'm sure they are.
I would not.
You could have stuck a Liverpool shirt right and got him signed. That's what Trent did, didn't he, with Real Madrid?
Yeah, that would have been sick.
If you was Newcastle, wouldn't you try and make it awkward and wait? Well, you would do. You'd want to do, but at the end of the day, Newcastle just got to admit he's going. Untrent agree. If it was the start of the process, also to reassure Isak he's not doing this in vain. Isak due to arrive today now and meeting with Eddie Howe and the board tomorrow. Yeah, there was a report earlier that he's going to be meeting Eddie Howe, and there is going to be a conclusion to this. And the conclusion really is Newcastle bringing their player with Vissa and Sesko. Right now, it looks like Vissa and Sesko, but Vissa's gone AWOL as well with Brentford. So I don't see Newcastle fans crying about that one. So it looks like Vissa and Sesko coming in door for Newcastle. Liverpool getting Isak, and one team not getting the man is Man United, and I am down for watching Man United not getting anyone right now and getting their targets.
I think it's a bit weird and annoying I'll start with Wissa's situation. It just feels like Brentford are just doing this just to annoy us. I don't understand it because you're gonna get quite decent money. I think it's like 40 something million or something like that for Wissa. I'm not sure, but I thought I saw something about that around that price. Like just because you sold in Burma or whatever for like 50, 60 mil or something, it doesn't mean that you can just, assume that you're going to get so much money for every player that you sell. If you're getting a decent amount of money, let the player go. But it just seems like if he doesn't go to Newcastle, we don't get Isak. So they're just playing the long game, and that to me is just
We've
it's
been
so
kind to
annoying.
Brentford. We've been kind to Brentford. We've given them some good deals. We give them
One
Van der
thousand
Berg.
percent, 100%,
We've just given them Kelleher.
exactly.
We've
And then
given Fabio Carvalho.
out of nowhere, Manchester United don't even respect themselves. They don't even realize the position that they're in. They're not even in Europe. They finished 16th or 15th, whatever it
17th,
is,
17th, mate.
and they think they have the cojones to go and take Sesko. That is like, why would you even try to do that? But it's because you know that if Sesko goes to Newcastle, we get Isak. So Man United want to try and store that as long as possible.
Yeah, well, I think could that be the only reason why they're going for Sesko? They're not going to get him. They could get him because it's Newcastle. I'm not trying to put down Newcastle, but Man United are a massive club. They're bigger, just as big as us. But I think looking at Newcastle, also is the better option right now. But even when we were shit, we still attracted certain players over other clubs. A big club's a big club for me. But having said that, they shouldn't have even bothered. There was a report about them going for Isak. I don't know if I believe that though.
They did. They did.
I
They
can't
did.
imagine Man United going for Isak though. What's the point? That's I said that the other day. That's like going to Harrods with 50p. What's point? What is the point? What are you doing? What are you going in there for? What are you going in there for? What are you buying? You're not going to buy a bag in there. Like a carry bag. I'm on about a carry bag, and that's 30p an hour. So I'm saying. So what are you going in Harrods for 50p for? That's what Man United are doing right now. And they got rejected by XTK as well. But if we're honest here, Man United get rejected by certain players, but they're not being rejected by everyone. And they got Mbuemo over Newcastle. So they have beaten Newcastle to a signing this summer. And that should tell you everything you need to know about Newcastle losing to Man United in a signing.
Yeah,
I think it does get done, mate. I honestly think that thing does get done. That report yesterday, there were mixed reports coming out yesterday. There was Ben Jacobs was the first that said we're going to pull away. Then a couple of people, Ian Doyle and even Paul Joyce, said later on as well that we're going to pull away. And then Romano's been adamant. Dave O'Cott's been adamant. And Craig Hope have been adamant that we're not pulling away. We're still making a second bid. Someone's going to have egg on the face at the end of this.
Yeah. I don't think that was. I don't know where them reports were coming from. Like, not just Ben, because Ben Jacobs seemed quite confident when he was speaking about it. However,
but he did cover all bases as well. He moonwalks quite quick.
Yeah. It was quite. That's what I was going to say. However, he was quite like, bang, and it's out the way. He said what he has to say. But today, everyone's just kind of backtracking on what was said, and people are now saying we haven't completely left the scene. We're just, lurking around, waiting for Newcastle to make a decision, and that's always been the situation. It's never been that we've until yesterday that we've actually concrete we're ready to make a bid. It was always we're waiting. So now we're back to we're waiting, and it's just a matter of time, really. But I just hope that it's before the Premier League starts, because you don't want it to be a situation where the league starts and we're struggling to score goals, and then the pressure comes, we need Isak, we don't want that. Do you know what I mean? So I just hope that it just gets done. We get Gahey, and hopefully maybe another winger in Fofana, because I believe we're still looking into him.
One thing I want to happen, he said he wanted it quick, right? One thing we've got to remember here is that Isak hasn't played any matches yet. He's not played any pre-season. Obviously, he's doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing in Sociedad. He is doing a little bit of training in Sociedad, only obviously individual training, which is completely different. Anyone that plays football, individual training is completely different to team training, completely different. And again, training compared to pre-season matches is completely different. Match games is completely different to training. You can get fit in training, you can't get match fit in training. You need those minutes in matches, whether it's 20 minutes here and there, whether it's half an hour here and there. And this is why we need to get it done quicker. Newcastle need to get it done quicker in themselves because they've bought Elanga and that's it. They've got 4 weeks left of the transfer window. They need money in to go spelled elsewhere. But we need to get it done quicker in terms of looking at when do we fit Isak in. If he does come, if it's absolutely done, he's already like 2 or 3, 4 games behind everyone else right now.
Yeah.
And we don't want that going into a season. We've got Bilbao twice on Monday. We've got Palace next week, Community Shield. And then the season starts literally that Friday. 2 weeks yesterday, and the season starts. And then we're playing Newcastle on Monday the 25th, which is that could be Isak's debut. Newcastle away on the 25th of August.
Yeah, it could be his debut actually.
I can't see it being the Bournemouth game. I think that's too soon. We need to get him match fit first.
I mean, if it gets done within the next 4 days, what's the day today? Oh no, today's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah. Well, if it gets done between the next 3 to 4 days, he could be on the bench for the Community Shield. It's a pre-season game. Community Shield ain't really. I mean, it's a game to win a trophy. Don't get me wrong. Some people respect it, some people don't. I respect it in the sense that, look, if you win Community Shield and you win all 4 trophies in the season, you've just won five trophies, and then you be respected as a different type of team. No one can say anything. You've won every trophy that's available to you. So I do respect that cup. But at the same time, if you want to give Isak some minutes, if we get the deal done between now and Monday, maybe he could just be on the bench for the Community Shield, and that would be great.
Do you think I don't know if I can't see us doing it that quick, you know. I know the Ekatike done one was quite quick. It was like we bid. I think we were interested in him on Friday. We bid on a Sunday, and we got him like the Wednesday, Thursday, or quite quick. But this one's a bit more.
And it could have been quicker, to be honest. We were just waiting on Isak.
Yeah, it could have been. I think this one's a bit more. It's too much involved. I think Newcastle are too stubborn for make it that quick. But Peter Pan said here, if it is the real Peter Pan, I think that's what Newcastle are trying to avoid. Also, not playing him on the Monday, but they need to get it done. They need that money. They need that money to go get a Sesko, to go get a Visa, because they can't get those players. We've seen all summer that they're struggling to buy players. They're going to buy James Trafford. You know what I'm saying? So they need that Isak money ASAP. And as soon as they get it, they can go improve the squad. They can go get 2 strikers. They go look at defenders, midfielders if they need to. They've got 4 weeks left. That's it. 4 weeks yesterday is when the transfer window ends. The season starts in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
2 weeks' time. There's no messing around. They've been messing around all summer. This saga has been funny. I can't lie. We are now watching Newcastle's transfers and they are watching Brentford's transfers, just wanting our striker freed, said Weber. It has been funny. You know why it's been funny? I don't give a rat's ass about Newcastle, if I'm honest. What's made it funny is the Newcastle fans. 2 weeks ago, the narrative was they're not for sale. And Derry, I don't know if you watch our TikToks, but I did a few TikToks on Isak. Just speaking about him. Never once said on the TikToks that we're going to get him. Never once said Liverpool are going to buy him. I said we're just speaking about the reports. Basically, I think Isak's could come to Liverpool. I got all sorts of abuse, and I've seen many Liverpool fans saying that they've got abuse from Newcastle fans. I got told to get a wash on one of them. Get a wash. I knew you were going to laugh at that. That's why I told you it. I got told to get a wash, right? Just for speaking about Isak, right? So this is why this saga is absolutely hilarious to me. We they go for Ekatike, we go get him, and then we end up getting Isak as well. I will fucking laugh in the face of Newcastle fans. And when Man United fans are getting dunked on as well, if Sesko goes to Newcastle, I will also laugh at that as well. But I've never wanted a transfer happen more against the fan base right now than what I'm seeing right now with Isak and Newcastle fans.
Yeah, that the Ekitike situation is just top class. I think it was just like, I remember seeing so many things like, oh, we've just played Liverpool. We made them think that they were going to get Isak, so we let them get Ekitike, and now we've got Isak. And all of a sudden, it seems like we're going to get them both. And that is just like, I would hate to be a Newcastle fan right now. And don't get me wrong, I love Newcastle. I think Newcastle are a great
We've
club.
had a good relationship with Newcastle. We just literally congratulate them for winning the Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
Two good fan bases that get along together.
yeah. I think they're great. I think they're a great side, and a great city. But I just don't know why they feel like they just need to bring this energy because Isak has decided he wants to go to a greater club. I'm not going to say a better club because that was...
No, say it, fuck it, say it. You know it's a better club.
Well, yeah, it is a better club, but you know, I mean, you just have to sometimes be a bit respectful to other clubs. However, if they're gonna treat us like we are monsters and we're the enemy, then you know you just got to speak about them differently. But yeah, man, it's a good season and a good transfer window so far.
You know what? I've never thought I'd have a rivalry with Newcastle fans. I've always had that respect for them. And like I said, we saw it in the Carabao Cup. I congratulate the Newcastle fans for that winning that Carabao Cup. They deserved it. They fully deserved it. The club deserved it. The city deserved it. But fuck them this season. Fuck them. That's what I said to that because I'm not sitting here and hiding away from what I've seen. I remember it, and I don't forget. I'll tell you one thing. And yeah, it is what it is. If we get Isak, it happens. We've been in this situation though, haven't we? We've been in this situation ourselves so many times. Trent has just got to Real Madrid. We've just won the league and he's still going to Real Madrid. We've lost our players. We've lost Coutinho. He faked a back injury and went to Barcelona. Suarez went to Barcelona. Owen McManaman went to Real Madrid. We've been in this situation before.
Yeah.
So we understand how frustrating it is, but there's got to be a level of respect here. The crash out from Newcastle fans, I can't understand why they've crashed out so much. I can't understand it. I can't put my finger on it because I've not seen a crash out like this. Just a simple talking about a player.
I mean, it's Newcastle. This is their first time going through a situation like this, I believe, because they haven't really lost a great player in his prime and a world beater in his prime. 24, 25 years old, and he's left or he's leaving. So I can understand their frustration, but if behind the scenes this guy's been promised some things and the promises hasn't been fulfilled, what do you want him to be like? How do you want him to feel like? Do you know what I mean? Anthony Gordon kind of literally did the same thing, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about how Anthony Gordon dealt with it. Maybe it might have been a little bit less because Liverpool didn't show any concrete interest as much as it did with Isak. And maybe because Isak is, you know, the main man, he's scoring the goals. This is why they're upset about it. And it's not even about money because he would have just accepted Saudi's offer. It's something like 600k a week. Are you all right? He has to, he has a family. So money is going to be, you know, a little bit of a motivation for any footballer. because you can't play football forever. But he's choosing to go to a club where he can win trophies and be paid handsomely as well. Do you know what I mean? So mainly his main motivation is to become a better footballer, a greater footballer, and be in the greater competitions for a long time. And for me, it's just it's a no-brainer. Trent done it to us. I had no problems with Trent leaving because defensively we needed a much more secure right back anyway.
Andy Cole was a similar thing. Said Adam, the internet wasn't like it was now. At the time, I thought, oh no, but you probably too young to remember. I'm not that young, mate. I do remember Andy Cole going to Man United from
Of course,
Newcastle.
yeah, Andy Cole, yeah. But let's be honest, Andy Cole was. I would say Isak was much more clinical than Andy Cole. Andy Cole
At the
used to
time,
miss.
Andy Cole got better at Man United.
Yeah, he got better when he got to Man United. He was missing so many chances, and I can assure you, whoever knows Andy Cole, whoever just said that, would have been sitting in their chair every single game, scratching their brains out. It's a bit like Salah. Salah scores so many goals, but he also misses so many chances as well. So Isak for me was pretty much the only player that they've had that left in his absolute prime, or sorry, leaving in his absolute prime, and yeah, still
I
banging
can't
goals.
think of who else was in their prime that left Newcastle. There must have been someone. And they said there must have been someone. I can't. How old Ginola went? Did Ginola go to Tottenham from Newcastle? Or did he go to Newcastle from
Was it
Tottenham?
was it the other way around?
I can't think. I can't remember.
Ginola was at Spurs before he went to
It might have
Newcastle.
been. I was only young, so I don't remember. Trying to think who else could have gone in their prime.
Asprilla, I can't remember how old he was, but Asprilla was like he was.
Demba Ba. That's the last one I can remember. Going to
Jesus.
Chelsea.
No way was he anything close
All
to
right,
him.
so he's not anything. I was going to say that's the last one I can remember.
Yeah, I don't remember any player apart from Andy Cole, like he said, being anywhere close to Isak clinically.
Yeah. Newcastle have been rejected, and now they're signing the rejected. Hilarious this. Remember to click the like button. Yeah, please do if you are watching right now, or if you are watching in recording, because it does record and it stays on YouTube anyway. Make sure you do hit that like button. It helps out massively. It takes 2 seconds. That's all it does. It takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. It helps out massively. Les Ferdinand said, Adam. Les Ferdinand. What about the contract promises they made with Isak and then didn't keep? Yeah, I mean, yeah, Derry mentioned that earlier about promises in the background. There was Amanda Staveley, who co-owned Newcastle a few years ago. She wanted to give Isak a new contract. Then they brought Paul Mitchell in, sporting director. He then scuppered it all up. He said he didn't want to give Isak a new contract. That upset Isak's camp, and we are now here where Isak's have said. Apparently, the report said last week that Isak said to him last year, "This could be my last season." But then you have to look at the other side of things as well. Like Newcastle, he's still under contract. He's still got 3 years left on his contract. They still hold some cards, and until Liverpool pay an acceptable fee, then they have every right to keep him. And I understand both sides of that. But what else is Isak meant to do if he's been promised certain things and he's not been fulfilled those promises, and now he wants to go to Liverpool, and Liverpool have come in? Isak's done everything he can really to push that move.
Not
I would say
yet.
he's done it respectfully, but not
Not
else.
yet.
What else can he do?
An official transfer request. And I feel like I don't know why he hasn't done that yet. I think maybe the reason why he hasn't is just to keep that respect there, even though he's done some like what they would. I mean, if Coutinho did that to us, well, he did do that to us. I found Coutinho very annoying. Disrespectful might be too much because when a player feels like he wants to leave and the club's not letting him leave, then it just opens up a whole can of um,
Worms.
worms and different opinions and views on what people may think of you. So it can swing both ways. Either way, I just feel like all he has to do is just make an official transfer request, and that's it. They just have to let him go.
Bjorn's put something in about Anfield Papers. Anfield Papers. Anyone that doesn't know what Anfield Papers is, it's a page on Twitter. And it's basically a trolling page. They literally put things. They put fake news out there, and then they tag like. They don't tag, say the Jack tag like Paul Joyce, but it's not the real Paul Joyce. They tag like a random Paul Joyce. So I feel sorry for the people that do tags. They're like, what the hell are you tagging me for? And they must get tagged like every day about it. As Mont said, Man United lost Ronaldo, Tottenham lost Modric, Bale, Kane and Chelsea lost Hazard. It's the full circle of life in football. Nobody is immune. Exactly that. No one. And if Newcastle fans are crashing out right now, what's going to happen when we take Anthony Gordon off him as well? That's not going to happen, by the way, guys. We're not going to take Anthony Gordon. What's your thoughts on Rodrigo? Thanks. The reports last night saying that Rodrigo wants to come to Liverpool. The wage demands are quite high from what I've been read. I can't see us paying that sort of wage for Rodrigo.
I'm not going to believe anything about his wages until it gets there, if we do want him. However, I just don't. I don't see. I don't know. I like Rodrigo, but like I just think that we need someone that is just going to be aggressive. Someone that just I can see if we bought Rodrigo, I could see there'll be days where Rodrigo would be like upset or annoyed by something, like, and you can just see it in his game. Whereas with Diaz, even when he lost his dad for a few days or weeks or something like that, this guy was giving 100%. You wouldn't even have known that he was going through that situation if it wasn't public. Do you know what I mean? Mane was the same thing. Mane gave 100%, even when he was annoyed at Salah or annoyed with Klopp because Klopp would, favor Salah in certain situations and stuff like that. Mane was always giving 100%. Diaz always 100%. But with Rodrigo, I just feel like he would just be a bit. I don't know. He will sulk a bit, and you can just see it, and he won't be the way you want him to be as the others were. I feel like people that are young and hungry, players like Rio Ngoma and Fofana, those two, you can see the aggression and the hunger in them. One's a player and one isn't. So I feel like you'll be saving a lot of money going for a player like Fofana over Rodrigo and keeping Rio hungry. Rio is an absolute animal. I've been like going crazy about this guy for the last 2 years. I was so happy that Chelsea let him go. And he's shown that it's almost like he was here before. He wasn't at Chelsea, he was always here. And he's finally getting his chance because of the way he plays. He plays like he supports Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? And to me that's everything. When the player plays like he loves the club, you can forget about going for ready-made players that are just here because we're in Champions League, here because we're a big team, here because their team doesn't want to give them an opportunity anymore. So they want to come here to get revenge and play them in the Champions League and show them that here I am. Forget that. We want players that are hungry. Do you get me? Players that are hungry for the right reasons. I want to become a better player. I want to become a player that has come through the academy or came here when I was young and leaving when I'm a man because I've done everything I can with the club. So yeah, I'm not really. I'm a fan of the way Rodrigo plays, but I can just see that in the Premier League with us, it can just go a bit left when he's not on it.
It's a difficult situation, isn't it? Because we're going to lose. We're going to lose Nunez. Reports coming out now. Romano saying that Nunez wants out. Well, I want you out as well, Nunez. Likewise, you know what I'm saying? Ditto. So yeah, Nunez wants out. He's gone. Liverpool want him out. That's going to happen. Diaz already gone. I just think a left winger doing. I don't know. It's a bit tricky. Fofana, obviously a young lad as well, like Ryan Gamoa. Both young lads. could we have 3 left wingers too young, or do you think we need someone in between Gakpo and Rio?
I just don't think age is a big deal right now. We've got so many experienced players around these young players. Trent came in when he was 17, 18, and Klopp trusted him with his life. Pep was the one screaming and shouting for Trent. So it's just about if you're mature and ready in the game of football. And Rio is that guy. Rio is ready. He's 16 years old. Let's remember that. He's 16 years old. And we're here speaking about whether he's ready. There's a reason why we're speaking about that, because you've seen him do certain things that 16-year-olds shouldn't be doing. So if we're speaking like that, he should at least be on the bench. If Gakpo's injured, he should be starting. Simple. Why would you go and get someone that you say is already made, and then when it gets down to it, he's not got time. He needs time. He's from another league. He needs to work out the physicality of the Premier League. The physicality of the Premier League is the same thing in the championships, in the League Ones, it's probably even more physical when you go down in England. Do you know what I mean? So where Rio's been playing as a youth, there's so much physicality with the youths. There's speed, strength. There's no time on the ball. You need to be sharp where he's coming from. And that's why you can see he's naturally gifted, don't get me wrong. But he's way too sharp for his age, because he's already been playing above his age from when he was younger. So
playing like on 21s, like on 21 level.
So he's showing that now, and 21s, like that age, there's a lot of Premier League players playing at the age of 21, dealing with the physicality of football. There's younger players playing overseas. Do you know what I mean? So the whole physicality of it is it's simple. If you've got the technique, if you've got the vision, the brains, the understanding of football, and as well, of course, if you've got a nice build to you to play the game, great. But if you know how to use your body and use your common sense when you're playing football, it'll go a long way. You build your physicality along the way, and you will understand the Premier League the more you play. So it's not a big deal. I feel like Gakpo, Salah, and Verts, Frimpong, Perkez, these players will be able to help Rio. They're all on the outside of the game, so they can always give him advice and help him out when he plays. So
I can't wait. I can't wait to see him properly this year. I really think Benjamin can be a starter in some games. I certainly think he'll get some good minutes in that first team. Absolutely. I mean, is a proper winger.
Yeah.
What I mean by proper winger, I'm talking like old school winger, the ones that used to run at them players and say, "Look, I'm taking you on, and okay, who you are, okay, what your name is." And he did it last week, obviously in the friendly, but it's against veteran, not veteran, I won't say veteran, but it's against well established defenders.
Yes.
For a top side, a top European side, friendly or not, and he's saying that I'm just going to run at you and see what happens, and he takes them on with ease. Those kind of players, I've said it all summer. You see confidence in a player like that. If they make a mistake, fair enough. Rio's going to make mistakes. Every player makes mistakes, but it's how he responds to that mistake. If he gets that ball back and says, "Look, give me the ball. Give me the ball." Trey Nine is the same. Trey Nine is absolutely the same. You watch Trey Nine play the game. He doesn't hide from the game. And midfielder needs that, by the way. He doesn't hide from the game. He's always wanting the ball. Young players like that, ones wanting the ball, are always there to be developed. They can be developed so easily. Great coaches like Arne Slot and the coaches that he's got, like Van Bronckhorst, for example, they will learn so much off him, and they're open to learn because they're not scared of learning. They want to do better. And I think that's what's been impressive about the signings we've had this season. The signings we've done this season, everyone that's come in and said, I want to improve myself. Yes, they want to win trophies. Yes, they want to see Liverpool win. That's number one. But for them individually, they want to improve themselves. Wirtz himself is one of the best number 10s in world football. He's one of the best creators in world football already at a world-class level. And he's been doing it for years. But he's still saying, I want to come and be better myself. There's not many better than him, but he still wants to do better for himself. He wants to better himself. Kirk has said the same thing. Frimpong are doing the same thing. These players want to better themselves. And if they want to do that, if they have that drive and that ambition individually on their own, it only benefits us.
Yeah.
The perfect kind of players to introduce. And when Klopp used to do that no dickhead sort of policy, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Every manager should run that. If you want a player that's coming in with the right attitude, that wants to work hard, wants to get to where they want to do personally as well as a team wise, then that's where you want to be. You want everyone on the same direction. You want everyone in the same mindset, and that's what we're going to get. And this is why Liverpool are building right now something very, very special. And I want to ask you for the last 20 minutes to just talk about the season, really. Obviously, we've got 2 weeks left until the Premier League starts. Next week is the Community Shield. What, guys, in the chat, let me know in the chat. Make sure you do hit that like button if you're watching and subscribe as well. If you are new, in the chat, let me know what are you most excited to see this season. Derek, go on. What are you most excited to see?
Well, I've already kind of touched on him, and there's kind of the few things actually. Firstly, is definitely seeing Ngoma. Someone just said Ronaldinho and Ngoma.
Yeah, give Rio Ronaldinho and Ngamoa some minutes. Ektika can play like him too.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to seeing Ngoma, and I feel like I just wanted to say that Gakpo had 45 minutes right in the first half. Gakpo's great, and don't get me wrong. At the beginning of the season, when his first season, even though he scored a few goals, I felt like he's just not our type of player. He's just too slow. He's not quick enough. His ideas and his movement, he doesn't take people on, sort of thing. He's just always cutting back. When I saw him play that first half against Yokohama, I was just thinking, bro, it's Yokohama. How are you like playing as if it's a Premier League side and you're being very cautious about what you're just be direct.
Just play.
Yeah. The kid came on in the next 45 minutes and he's taken on about 6-7 players and scored. It was just like, for me, this is what we need. Not even Diaz does that. Diaz kind of does this thing where he takes everyone on in the mid, like he comes back into the middle, and then do you know what I mean? He doesn't really go forward with the ball. Whereas I don't remember the last time I saw a winger. Maybe Doku does that from Manchester City, but he's still very stop and start, stop and start, stop and start. Whereas Ngoma is very like, it's like I don't know, it's almost like watching Neymar, Messi, the way he moves with the ball. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's Neymar or Messi, but the way he moves with the ball, it reminds me of these players.
Low sense of gravity and the control.
Yeah, lower sense of the way he's just tapping the ball as quickly as possible when he's moving with the ball. It's crazy. So when you have that and you constantly have that against you as a defender, the defense is just going to get tired. They're going to get annoyed. They're going to get disorganized. And if we have that in our team every week, it's just going to be unbelievable. He's going to be comfortable and he's going to get better. So I'm looking forward to seeing him with the likes of Wirtz, Ekitike, hopefully Isak and Salah. Do you know what I mean? That's just going to be wild. But I just want to see what Slot has to bring this season. I feel like he's got his own players now, or close to where he wants it to be. and I feel like I want to see how he changes his tactics during the game, for different teams and stuff like that. Because last season I feel like it was still similar to what Klopp does, just a little tweak. But I want to see his identity on full blast, because I feel like he is. If he's not the best manager in the league, he's going to be the second best manager in the league after Pep Guardiola. I feel like those two are the only two that actually care about the game of football. Like, they would not sleep. They would just find out and find ways to win, or find ways to change the idea of football. And I feel like we got lucky with that, and he's the right man.
I think what you said about Rayon Gamora, right? What I think, what sums up Rayon Gamora and what sums up a brilliant winger is that he's unpredictable.
Mhm.
Gakpo and Diaz are quite predictable, and that's why it's been so much easier for defenders to defend against them, because you know what we can do. Gakpo's going to cut inside. Diaz's going to run a little bit and then come back and pass backwards. Rayon Gamora has it all. He can run wide. He can come inside, cut inside, and shoot like we did last week. He
Left
scored.
foot, right foot.
But he can also run directly down the left wing and get a ball in. He can take a man on like an all-score winger we used to do. So that's the best thing. That's the best compliment I can give Engamore, is the fact that he's unpredictable. And that's what you want a winger to be. That's what you want, especially forwards. These guys are supposed to be the best technical footballers on the pitch. These ones that are supposed to have all the flair. These ones that are supposed to create something like a click of fingers. Unpredictability is the exact attribute you want in a forward, not just a winger, just a forward in general, as number 10 including that. Because when you become predictable, it's so easy for defenders and teams to set up against, and managers to set up against. And as Rodrigo said, and what you just said there, this season we will see slot team. We will see a slot team, and I've been saying it for a long time now. I'm so excited to see. And Derry just literally took the words out of my mouth. The changes in gameplay, the changes in different games, the way things. I've done a formation sort of tactics stream on this, and I think we'll see different formations. Or I think we'll see different tactics. I think he's trying to find different ways of playing to ensure we get a result. That's all that matters in the end. A result matters at the end of the day. But one thing I do worry about slightly, and this is one worry that came from me last season. I also won the league last season, so I didn't give a shit in the end anyway. But it was something that did come up for me personally, is the overplaying. I think we've done that too much. And I saw it last season when there were many times where we had counterattacks, say like 4 and 3. We've counterattack, and in Klopp's counterattack, go get a goal. Go directly to that goal. Sometimes we stopped the counterattack and went backwards. I don't like that. If there's a counterattack on, I think you've got to go for it sometimes.
Curtis Jones.
I know it's a big part of it, but I think Slot is very. I think it's a bit like Pep, where you said they care about tactics, but I think they like to overplay too much. It's too much tactical minded, and as I watch football, sometimes I just like let the players play.
I believe that has only happened where there's been overplay with Curtis Jones.
Do you actually think that?
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Okay, look, so I'm not a big fan of Curtis Jones, right? Defensively, I am. I like the way he puts in the work. But when it comes to the play, it feels like there's so much overconfidence and over, like, hogging the ball too long on the ball, things like that. Curtis Jones is not a counter. Um, I I just feel like when it comes to a counter play, he's not the guy for that. Soboslai moves the ball. Verts moves the ball forward. Gravenberch moves the ball forward. Same with McAllister. It's all one pass. All these players like to do one pass and go, or turn out and go. With Jones, it's touch, look up, wait for someone to touch me, turn.
Yeah.
This is why we can go from a counter attack and then be countered and concede a goal, and we're 1-0 down. Because players like that like to do extra things, where you've got players that just want to let the ball go, let it off to Salah. Salah's gone down the ring, and then Salah does what he does. And if we continue to keep Jones in positions where if he keeps holding the ball, when he loses it, we're in a position where we can concede a goal. This is what's going to happen if you leave in these positions. So I feel like he's going to have to be dealing with Verts, him or Verts. I don't feel like he should be anywhere near our goal. No defensive midfield, no centre mid. He should
It's
just
too
be.
risky. It's too risky to be on the
Yeah,
ball.
man.
Yeah. Too
So
risky to be on the ball that long. And the thing is with that as well, I've noticed it at the back as well with the overplaying. We saw it last week against who do we call it? AC Milan won it. AC Milan was playing the ball at the back, give it away. Too over much playing. Sometimes you got to get rid of it at the back, and that's why I think Agahi suits us more because Agahi is much more of a ball player than Kanate,
yes,
for example.
yes.
So
I was
Agahi
just
makes
about to say.
absolute sense.
Me personally, I'm just straightforward. I say things how it is. I feel like Konate needs to go. I've been saying this for a while. I don't like the way he defends. I don't like the way he plays. In fact, I'll take that back. I don't like the way he plays more than the way he defends. Defensively, sometimes he makes mistakes. Like, it's bizarre to me, but it is what it is. People make mistakes, but most of the time he uses his strength. He wins duels and stuff like that. Great, but we have the ball more time than we have to defend, and this is where we concede. He makes too many mistakes by passing the ball to the opposition. That sounds wild to me, even me saying it. Like, how do you keep passing the ball to the opposition? He did that the other day against Yokohama. Like, it was wild. To me, like, as a professional footballer, forget about being a defender. As a professional footballer, we're wearing colours that are completely different. You can see that
And
we are
defenders quite
wearing.
a lot of time on the ball usually.
Yeah, you have so much time on the
Not
ball.
most.
This is the Premier League. It's not like people get it twisted. People think that once you're in the Premier League, the highest um um level of football, you get no time on the ball. It's so this and that. No. Like, if you actually watch the game in the Premier League, it depends on where you are, really. What game it is. There's games where you have no time on the ball.
Yeah. But sometimes if you guys Man United, sometimes they don't impress. So the
Exactly.
defenders can just pass it around all day.
Most of the games were just like you. Van Dijk has so much time on the ball. It's unbelievable. So if you have that amount of time, why is it so hard for you to like just pass the ball? It's even the same thing with Allison. Sometimes he has so much time on the ball, he just does a crazy mistake, and it's just like, yo, what? So I don't know. Maybe it's a tactical thing. They're waiting for something to move before they can find a pass. But to me, it's just like, bro, just get rid of the ball. Like, we'll get it back if the
Yeah.
worst case scenario. Just get rid of the ball. Do you know what I mean? And
I like playing out from the back if it works. Also, it works, but I like playing out from the back. But I think sometimes it's done it too much. It's too much. We see so many clubs making these mistakes at the back. Sometimes you just got to get rid of it. If there's no pass on, just aim for someone up front. You got to. Sometimes we just do too much. As a Toon fan, I hope we sign Sesko. You get Isak. We get Sesko. We get a lot of cash for Isak, and we both see Man United Quirm. Everyone's winner. Exactly. Why couldn't Newcastle be fans like this in the first place instead of abusing us? Just simply talking like that.
I just think that most of them are kids. It's not. It's not. I don't. I think they're not like genuine Newcastle fans. There's just a lot of kids that just are just pissed
Right.
that their best player is going.
We can literally all shake hands on Man United Quirming.
That's a
Absolutely.
fact. And
And
we're
look,
giving them money to become a better team. That's
exactly.
what
Exactly.
a lot of
And
people don't understand.
look who's in the chat there. Look who's in the chat. Can't reply to fucking WhatsApp messages, right? But it can fucking come in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat.
He's not serious, bro.
He finds time to come on to YouTube and talk to us through YouTube. This is what I'm saying. We need to get the trio back. How many's on
Bro.
you? Derry's in. How it's on you, right? You need to be back on because
This is what I mean,
trio
though.
needs to be back together again. This trio needs to be back together, but it's you not replying in the WhatsApp.
Only people that don't understand football would say that Konate is a consistent centre back. We don't need inconsistency. We need consistency. If you're an inconsistent centre back, you need to be sold. Thank you.
You know, I really like Konate. I love our defense. Right, is an absolute beast at the back. Is a dual winner. Is a natural normal defender that you'd normally get. But under Arne Slot, I think Gahey could be better because Gahey is a ball player.
Yes.
And under Arne Slot, we need a ball player there. As we've seen last week against AC Milan, we play it around from the back. We pissed around, conceded a goal. We need ball players back there. Can Gahey get to Konate level? Potentially. He's going to play alongside Van Dijk. So he's going to get... Wait. I think Konate is above him just right now.
You think Konate is better than Gahey?
I think right now, yes, because he's played in bigger games and he's done better in bigger games.
Bro, let me remind you of something, yeah? You know Van Dijk? Yeah? He played at Celtic, right? Against Barcelona. And he was the best player on the field, right? And he hadn't played Premier League football. All he's played was 1 or 2 games in the Champions League, played Barcelona and bossed it. So all of this, Konate has played more elite games. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a game of football. Gahey's understanding of playing a game of football he's miles away. He's miles ahead of Konate. Konate is playing alongside Van Dijk.
That's why I'm saying if Gahey plays alongside Van Dijk, then it's different level, isn't it? You automatically get better playing next to players anyway.
Instantly, as soon as Gahey starts playing beside Van Dijk, you will see the difference. There'll be less goals conceded because Gahey is a ball playing centre back. He could play midfield. The guy can hold the ball. He could run with the ball through other players and not lose the ball. Keep possession. Konate can't do that. He can't run with the ball. He will lose the ball and then lose his position and we'll concede a goal. And then we have to fight. This type of thing is what put pressure. It puts pressure on Nunes. It's crazy how people won't see this, but the minute we make a mistake and we concede a goal, Nunes now has to be our main point of, scoring a goal because the price tag, he's our number 9. And now you don't know how players deal with pressure, right? Maybe he's just not that guy for pressure. And normally people would say that number 9s know how to deal with pressure. And maybe he doesn't. And on top of that, he's playing in the Premier League. He doesn't speak English. He's still learning the language. And trust me, I live in Spain. I went to play in an amateur team just to try and get into the team and see. And because I didn't understand the language too much, I'd had no idea. And I can play ball. I had no idea what was going on the pitch. It's not just about knowing how to kick the ball, mate. You have to understand the tactics of the game, the information that you need to receive to get these situations. Yeah, people will say, "Oh, he's Mr. Open Goal," but it's confidence. If you ain't got the confidence, you're not gonna. No matter what you think, if you ain't got the confidence, you're not gonna be able to play. So when people like Konate keep putting us under pressure, your striker that has no confidence ain't going to be able to help you get back into the game.
Yeah.
And this is what kept happening. Konate would do something crazy and then Van Dijk would do something crazy. Because it's confidence is a funny thing. If somebody else right next to you ain't got confidence, that one player is sharing confidence. The energy is a madness. They're sharing it. And Van Dijk is a human being. If Konate is making mistakes, it's only one thing that's going to happen. Everyone is just going to start losing their confidence. And that includes your very own captain, Van Dijk. and he's made so many mistakes. I'm not going to say it's because of Konate, but trust me, that guy has made so many mistakes that it's put us in situations where the pressure is so crazy that we just can't do anything about it, and then everyone starts messing up. So
I think it's the same having a good goalkeeper as well. Because in the past, when we've had shit goalkeepers, when the defense are different, when they've got a good goalkeeper behind them, they can do things that they wouldn't do if they had a shit goalkeeper behind them, because they can't take risks, they can't dive in tackles, they can't. You can actually, as a defender, right? I'm not a defender, but as a defender, I've been in defensive situations. You can let shots happen. If that makes sense, you can let shots happen, but not good shots happen.
Yep.
You know the keeper behind you is a good keeper. You can let shots happen.
Yep.
But what your situation is stopping the best shot they can do, or the best situation they can get in. That's what you're trying to stop as a defender.
Yep.
You're not going to stop shots. It's very rare you stop shots. You know, unless the other team's have an absolute mare of a game, you're not going to stop shots. Shots are going to happen. What you need to do as defenders, ensure your keeper has the best chance of saving those shots.
Yep. And that's by giving him a view, giving him a good enough view, but cutting off an angle. And that's what Van Dijk knows how to do a lot. He knows how to just give the keeper enough vision to see where the ball is going, but also make it difficult for the striker to shoot. And it's great, but at the same time, it's like you're giving the keeper a lot of work sometimes. It's when you have too much confidence and you're just like, oh yeah, he's going to save it. And then suddenly he doesn't. That's happened a few times as well. He's just starting back. Oh.
I think it depends on the game, that, you know. I think Frimpong's going to be very important this season if we have a shaky defence.
I was watching Bradley in the last game. It's like, I'm not going to say one game means Bradley is not good
Which
enough.
one was it? Yokohama one or the
Yokohama?
The Ismamongs? Liao put him on toast.
Oh no, sorry. It was
I was thinking that.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, what has happened to this dude? Why does he look like that? But then, like you said, it's different games. If that was Frimpong and he got toasted like that, I feel like his pace would have got him back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's why I would probably pick Frimpong over Bradley, because just like Walker can get toasted in a few seconds, but then he uses his pace to get him back. And that was why Walker was rated as a great right back for a long time, because his pace always saved him. And if that's going to save us, I prefer Frimpong over Bradley, because Frimpong can still defend. It's not like he can't defend. He can defend, and he's got pace. He can go forward and he can go back. Whereas Bradley can go into central areas. He can pass. He can cross. He is not slow, but he is not fast. So it's like, that is the only thing that kills him, is his pace going back.
I'd say what would suit Bradley is those lower league oppositions, the ones that we absolutely going to dominate, and they're not as big as a threat on the counter or the biggest threat going forward. But anything from, like, I'd say maybe halfway, maybe just below halfway in terms of the league table, what you'd think a league table would look like, I'd say Frimpong has to play, because the attacking intent that these teams have and the counter-attack pace that some of these teams have frightens me, especially with the fact that, and we're going to get onto this at some point in the season, Gravenberch is not a defensive-minded DM. He's not even a DM. He said he's not a DM, not a proper DM. He's molded into a DM because we didn't go buy a DM. And he's done a very good job at it, by the way. It was fantastic last season, first half of the season. Second half of the season, he dropped off a cliff. He leaves a lot of space in that area because he doesn't think like a defensive-minded DM. That is where I think we will struggle. And like you said about earlier, if Konate makes these mistakes and he's not as good on the ball, then that puts us in situations. That's why Gehi is important in games like that as well, because he's good on the ball. He can get the ball out, you know, without having to use Gravenberch. that's where Frimpong's pace comes in and Kirke's pace comes in because they've got to get back. They're attacking fullbacks, but them two getting back to cover that space is vital for me this season.
Yeah,
especially Champions League. Especially Champions League.
yeah. I would love to get a defensive midfielder, but I just don't feel like that's going to happen.
No,
And I feel like we should get this guy before anybody else does, because if anybody gets this guy, if it's any of the top three, I feel like it's a game changer. Balaba for Brighton. That dude is an absolute beast. If we had got him in defensive midfield, I would easily say that every single season is ours because of the players that we already have and getting that dude. But that's just a dream. And I don't know. I feel like Gravenberch, that was his first season in that position.
Mhm.
He didn't have no preseason in that position. I feel like it was just like a few games where he, I don't know, played there and then played centre mid, played there, played centre mid, and then all over the place. I feel like this time round he'll have more training sessions and preseason games in that position, um, as well as he's already played a whole season in that position. So he'll be there, and I think he'll be much more successful than he was last season because he's got two solid centre midfielders alongside him. But I don't know. I'm hearing about the Soboslai playing right back as well, which looks good though. It looks good.
it does, yeah. And I was actually going to go on to this as well because when talk about Soboslai possible right back, covering right back, Gravenberch playing DM. The best players in football to train a new position is midfielders because midfielders can do everything. That's why they play midfield.
Yeah.
Midfielders can play anywhere. This is why Gerrard was such a good footballer because he played right back, get man of match, play left back, get man of match. Midfielders usually, especially centre midfielders, have every attribute you need as a footballer. They have intelligence, they have ball playing ability, they can tackle, they can shoot, they can pass, they can do everything you want as a footballer. So them being molded into new positions is not as hard as, say, let me think of something. Say like a striker going onto a wing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
And we saw it last week with when we played 2-10s. It's different. I don't agree with playing 2-10s in attacking games because they make the same runs. They can't adjust to a new position. They make the same runs. They do the same things. Midfielders are different. Midfielders can play everywhere. That's why play like Milner, for example, can play anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah.
The midfielders, they usually have every attribute. But I don't want to be doing that too much, if that makes sense. I don't want to be starting to have completely new positions. They cover there when they can cover there, but I don't want to be. I'd rather specialists in certain areas. If that makes sense.
Someone just said that. I can't tell you who, but someone just said that Gahey's almost done. It's just formality.
I'm not seeing anything. One second.
No, it's not. It's not on. It's not on.
All right. Your sources.
Yeah.
Your sources. Right. All right.
I'll send you something.
Remember this, guys. Click this up. Derek sources. He's almost done. We'll be back on it next week. Back onto Red Zone next week. So make sure you remind him if it doesn't happen in the next week.
I mean, if it don't happen, it don't happen. Well, I'm telling you, I'm just saying what I saw. Someone has told me it is almost done. So,
we'll give you a week, Derek. We'll give you a week. Within a week, next week's Red Zone.
I mean, there's still a week to deal with Isak. I don't feel like that's going to happen. I want that to happen in between the next couple of days. But Gahey, I feel like that's going to be. Do you know what? Personally, I do think that is done. I would say it's about 80%, 80% done. But, when the important ones in the way, like Verts, I feel like nothing was going to get sorted out. Did Kirkes happen after Verts? Yeah, it did. Yeah. So before then, nothing was going to happen until Verts was done. So Listen, you ain't gonna blame me.
That's
Well,
it.
anyway, I've got
What he's done,
confidence.
what he's done right there,
I got confidence in the person that told me this. So
what Derry's done right there, he don't realise. He just brought me a new section. Derry sauces. That's right. We've got a new section now every week on Red Zone. Derry sauces. What are Derry sauces saying this week? Let's see if you can beat Ben Jacobs. Let's see if you can beat Paul Joyce.
listen,
You know, I like that section. I like that.
If this happens, right?
Yeah. T1 journalist.
You,
T1.
I'm up there. I'm up there with Fabrizio, mate.
That's it. That's it. Now we have now a new section every week on Red Zone. We've got a new section now. Derry sauces. That's it. That's what it's going to be. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But let's have a laugh. Let's have a laugh about it. Derry's happy for.
Sure. I definitely.
Derry's right, by the way. He's a T1. He goes straight to the top. Go straight to the top. There's no skipping lines.
I definitely trust the person that's just told me that. So, we'll see.
You heard it here first, guys. Yeah, he's done. Derry sauces.
I said, he's almost done. Yeah, it's recorded. Don't try and flip my words.
How big's almost? How big's almost to you?
Oh man, almost is 80% to me. So
I'm gonna say almost is quite close. It's on the edge, isn't it? It's on the edge. But yeah, as DB said there, I know DB doesn't usually miss streams, but he has come in saying miss the whole stream to make up my sad fans. So subscribe, people, hit the like too as well, said DB. But you know DB, I say it to you every night. Well, it's on record. You can watch it back, and you can also watch this back as well. As Fireburn said there, clip it, get it clipped. That's our new section now on Red Zone. Derry Sauces. It will be back next week. Derry Sauces will be back next week. Red Zone will be back next week, Friday at 7 o'clock as per usual. And we will be back tomorrow for all the latest news and Liverpool news and transfer news. Whatever happens the next few days, we will cover it all on this channel. So make sure you do hit that like button. Helps out massively. 2 seconds. That's what takes you 2 seconds. It's almost down at the bottom. So yeah, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And join us at Talking Reds. Thank you for watching.